We're back.
Finally.
Welcome back to this week's episode of, what do we call it exactly?
Iron Reckoning Crafting for GenCon 2026.
That's right, that's what we're called. This week we're going to change our focus back to my game at GenCon, the Argonaut superhero team game that we're going to be playing. Last time we kind of just gave you a general idea of what the end scene was going to be. We are going to work on that some more, the final scene of Iron Reckoning.
And with things like this, we're going to get into some scatter terrain, the small details, the small more detailed objects that are going to be in the warehouse. But first, we're going to jump to our weekly terrain focus.
Our showcase.
Our showcase. Let's switch it over. This is the bridge from Justin's Argonaut adventure last week, and we made it out of. I got a kit. Actually, what's it called? I meant to grab this a minute ago.
But this is the final scene of my last year's game, GenCon game. And before I even go into that, let me introduce to you my friend Teddy. He is one of the OG Argonauts. He created the fan favorite Death Cloak, and has come here to guest star on our program today.
Yeah, special guest star. Teddy, he plays Quildor in my game, or he played Quildor, who's a famous character from my campaign that we've been running for good 7 years, I think now.
Something like that,
Something
yeah.
Like that. And yeah, Death Cloak from the Argonauts. You'll hear his voice, I think, at some point. Don't we use his voice for one of those taglines?
Yeah. At the end of our live streams, at the end nearly of everything that we will record and then post on YouTube, he'll be telling you the end cap, thanking you for watching our program and asking you to hit the like and subscribe button.
Okay.
You haven't done it yet.
This is the bridge. I made it out of. I've got my wife got me this cool set. They're called unit bricks, unit beams, and it's like a engineering play set for kids, and it's all types of different bridges and large construction deals like Legos. We put them together. We designed our own bridge. I just had a bunch of those sets, and we mixed them all together and designed this bridge. After we built it, we realized it's very, very based off of what you remember the name? Some bridge in Chicago.
There is a bridge in Chicago, and embarrassingly enough, hold on. Let me show you the other part of our program is Old Men Fumbling with Technology.
Yeah. So we built this bridge. I designed these. It had to collapse for the final battle. The final battle, we used Matchbox cars on it and there were bad guys all over the thing, and but it had to be designed to collapse. So you can tell these are just styrofoam, and we came up with this ingenious idea of, see this little rod? There's a little rod in there. You were able to, one way or another, this stuff's been buried in storage, so it's kind of messed up. You pull that rod out, and then let me get there. Look here, yeah. The road itself will collapse. Damn, I had a hard time getting a view on that. So yeah, but the road itself collapsed. But we had one here, here, and here. So the whole thing could pretty much collapse. And the heroes were on there and had to fight the bad guys and save the civilians before the sections of roadway collapsed. But we had fun building it though. It was fun building it because it is a lot of small pieces. I mean, there's a lot of intricacy to it. And then I had a hell of a time gluing them together. I bought and tried every damn type of glue I could come up with trying to glue them together because the plastic isn't very it's some type of recycled plastic, but it doesn't glue worth a crap. And I ended up just using hot glue was the best thing we could come up with. But I painted a river, a little river scene on the underside. It might not look. It's supposed to be a dirty river. I mean, I think it does decent for the effect. But yeah, that's the bridge. And this is a perfect example of one of those really cool projects that you spend a lot of time working on. And once you're done with it, storing it, because like I said, it's all hot glued together. Storing it is a real pain in the ass. It's broken, it's falling apart. We had to put it all back together for this today. So yeah, that was from last year's GenCon. That was a fun deal.
Yeah, if you remember right, we had to, even after we got it glued together, we still had to reinforce it with wood strips.
Yeah, there was all types of reinforcement.
It just kept falling apart.
It was just fragile.
It was fragile. It was kind of frustrating at times. We had to lose a little tiny bit of visual appeal to strengthen it so it just wouldn't completely fall all the time.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter that much in the end. And what I mean by that is that we had to glue these, I don't know what you call it, struts in here, pieces of wood. It took away from the I-beam effect of it, but it had to be done. We also have it going across the bottom as well.
But it also worked because it made it a lot easier to set characters. The bases sat on these a lot better than they would have if they were just the I-beams. So, yeah, that's that. And
well, so we all got it put together, and it's based off of the Wells Street Bridge in Chicago. I just started, when we started putting it together, I looked up bridges in Chicago because our heroes are based out of Millennium City, which was built on the remnants of Chicago that got destroyed in a supervillain attack.
Yeah.
So I looked up famous Chicago bridges, and the Wells Street Bridge came up. And this looks remarkably like the Wells Street Bridge. There are some differences.
Breaking already went on shit.
It's fragile. It's probably going to fall apart when I go to move it.
Yeah, we got it cobbled together, and it's barely together right now.
I don't know where the hell I'm going to put it.
But I looked up and found the Wells Street Bridge, and that's where we picked the color. The Wells Street Bridge is about that color. So I think it's octane red or something like that is what I chose. The color I chose is brighter. I painted it. I spray painted the whole thing, and then after I got done with that, let it dry. I black washed it with a very, very watered down black paint. I mean, extremely watered. It's mostly water with a little bit of black paint in it, and you just run the wet brush over it. And it brings out the details amazingly. Stuff that you couldn't really see looking at it. When the watered down paint dries, it dries in the pockets and stuff like that. It does a very good shadowing effect.
It gave it that 1920s.
An age effect.
Yeah. So that's that. Another update I can give. Oh, that's not nearly as long as I thought it was. If you can see back there, you can see my wall. The cliffs of New Haven that we were working on last week. I've been working on that. I've got it mounted, standing up, and started adding pieces to it. We'll be back to that probably next week.
Yes.
So. I'm well on my way on it to have it ready to start painting and doing details. I decided we're going to do some rope bridges that are real simple to do, and vines and moss and painting and stuff like that. I gotta figure out where the hell I'm going to put this.
Balance it on top of the pyramid.
Yeah. You were joking.
Oh, shoot.
There we go.
Yeah, just see what we got going on back there. That is an avalanche waiting to happen. Yes, it is precarious as it looks, and that is normal for back there. To get anywhere back there, you got to move stuff out of your way, but you got nowhere to move it, so you got to put it where you just stepped from. Take a step forward, move stuff. Hope you don't knock the whole damn thing down. Grab it, put it back in the place you just stepped.
And then remember to pick it back up.
Yeah. Get the thing that you're going to get, and then repeat that process on the way out, hoping not to cause an avalanche.
Okay. So, now we're back to the, what's the name of this warehouse? You have a name? What are we calling this scene?
Well, the name of the name of the scene is the namesake of the game. This is the Iron Reckoning. This is spoiler alert, people.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be playing at my GenCon game, I'm gonna just be totally giving stuff away. And just realized that I'm going to be giving it away in front of my one of my playtesters.
Oh shit.
Right.
I'll forget by next week, honestly.
All right. All right, but this is the final scene. The heroes have figured out what's going on, and they are coming in hopes of either defeating an evil AI before it becomes powerful enough to take over the world. They're trying to, or potentially save the man that's alive, that may or may not still be alive inside the armor, or maybe a little bit of both. But they are coming here to mainly stop an AI from taking over the world.
And this is the basics of the. This is the basics of the footprint of the warehouse. I like to build buildings and such with just basic markers for the walls. You know, that way everybody can see everything. If you want to hide something, you can put a sheet of paper or a piece of cloth over the individual rooms. But we had 2 weeks ago, we had come up with this. We'd come up with this plan for the layout and what all type of different scatter terrain we're going to need in each room and everything. Today we're working on the big room with the conveyor belt, and so that's what we're going to start on, is building a conveyor belt.
And what this conveyor belt is building is the AI is building robot minions to help him in his bid to take over the world.
Yeah. So
and taking over the world is his ultimate plan. He's going to start with Millennium City. And what this is, it's not a warehouse, but it's a data center. And this is where the AI has been gaining and compressing all the knowledge of the planet that he can get into his head while he's building his army. And this won't be the main room, but this where the main villain is, the warlord. It is the room of
the production room.
Yeah, the production room where the AI, the robots are being created, put together factory style on a conveyor belt.
Now, to do all this, we need.
Remember,
like I've always said, I use the most
That's
basic,
trademark.
junk, trash, supplies, you know, as far as materials, you know, to start off with the conveyor belt, it's just a piece of cardboard. If you pay attention, if you peel off this, the outside, on the in between is this weird wavy texture stuff, and different types of cardboard have different sizes. There's different sizes to it. You can get them where there's, you know, the thinner cardboard, it's smaller, and the thicker cardboard, it's larger. But the thicker cardboard peels off a lot easier. Like sometimes it's a real pain in the butt to get it. And I got lucky on this piece that it peeled off this well. But you basically peel it off, clean all the little fuzzies off of it that are, you know, that are left for whatever you want to use. I've cut it down. I've got one, and I cut it down to just a straight strip. This is going to be the conveyor belt. And actually, I think I'm going to make another one. I'm going to have the conveyor belt's going to be here. And I think I'm thinking about making another one with a turn that comes to here, because this is where it spits them out into the other thing. So I'm probably going to make a turn out of this piece I got left. But yeah, that's where we're going to start. I've got that. I've got some. I came across some real thin, stiff cardboard that's going to work great for like legs. I'm thinking I might just build a box, a long, thin box. And this, one of the things when you're dealing with this scale-wise, like how tall it's going to be. So I think that box is going to have to be really thin. With my razor knife. But it's pretty much, to do all this, it's going to be just a razor knife and hot glue, and I might use some paper. We'll see how it looks. I'm still getting my coffee in me. Oh, and a straight edge ruler is always good.
Should have brought enough for everybody. I see that you didn't.
I know. I wish I had another cup. I'm just gonna cut a piece of this. Just you're gonna move that camera forward and look. And this should be. This should be plenty.
Now, where you want it?
I got my heat. I got my heat gun, my glue gun, just so that it gets in this area a lot better.
Oh, you want one of them to make a bottle gnome?
Make a bottle gnome. Who's that? We'll leave that one alone. Thank you very much, voiceless. I don't know who that. I don't know who that is, but yeah. We already have a bottle gnome.
Yes. We already have a yes. We already have a designated bottle gnome. He's not here right now because he decided to go to a Pokemon tournament.
Yeah. Shout out to Liam. One of our players. He went to the, I believe it was the Pokemon fossil exhibit thing up in Chicago this weekend. So we had to cancel our whole session just because of him being a Pokemon fan. You know, not that there's anything wrong with that.
But, you know, we've only been trying to get to this point for the last, I don't know, month and a half.
Yeah. Basically, I just cut some thin strips, and if you notice, I just eyeballed that, you know, and it's gonna make it, you know, I think that'll be good.
I think that'll work.
That'll be good. Just eyeballed the height. You know, you have a hard time seeing, but it's not bad.
Now remember, kiddos.
Let's see if my hot gun's not ready yet.
Only Charlie can eyeball it. He's been doing this for what, 20 years?
Yeah, 15 at least.
He can eyeball it.
Well, and you can eyeball it. You can eyeball it. You just have to pay attention to the detail. Make sure. I eyeball the first one and then measure everything else off of that first one. I mean, you can be
If you're really good.
OCD about it and measure it, but
We're
yeah.
just trying to give some,
Let me get a chair. That way, let me bring his chair over here. But yeah, building this stuff out of nothing is pretty much the easiest way to do it. Is it, Liam?
Yes.
Okay. What'd you do?
Oh.
It came back there for a second.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was actually doing anything.
Click docs. I don't think it did anything to them. It just covered ours. Click docs up at the top. There you go. You did got a fucking. Can't see your face.
Damn, stop it.
Is there anybody in here? Got 3. We got 3 of you in there. Hit that like and subscribe, guys.
Come on, guys.
Help.
Hit that like and subscribe.
Hey, we got another person.
Help the channel.
They're flooding in.
Jeff Andrews.
One by one.
Hi, Jeff.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for showing. Thank you for checking us out.
Yep.
Welcome to the stream.
We're trying to do this every Sunday, and until we can't. I'd like to be able to do it multiple times a week, but just equipment wise and all that, we're not quite there yet. But
on top of the fact that we do have to keep a life, work, family, and game balance going on. If anything gets out of whack, it all gets out of whack.
I tell people I'm a husband, a dad, a grandpa, a full-time worker, and a streamer at the same time. And it's a lot. You get to neglect all kinds of responsibilities, no matter what you do. Take care of one responsibility, and then you're missing another one. Okay, so this is where you burn yourself. I'm pretty good at it. I hardly ever burn myself at all. I'm being sarcastic. I have multiple blisters on my fingers from working on the cliffs of New Haven yesterday.
The shirtless nerd gathering. I mean,
it's a nerd gathering.
Oh shit, it's a nerd gathering? Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Shirtless.
Is this the shirtless nerd gathering?
No.
Not this week anyway. Once the summer months get well underway, it gets sweltering hot. We may be.
Yeah, but you can't on YouTube.
You can't go shirtless.
If you take you're not allowed to take your shirt off. If you show nipples, male or female, they pull you down.
So if we get some pasties, we'll be fine.
Yeah, you get the little helicopter things.
Oh my god! I want a yin and a yang myself.
That's what we do at the beginning, at the end of every stream. We have to practice our helicopter, getting them to go opposite directions.
Get them go opposite.
Yeah, they're weird.
Yeah, they're weird. But yeah. I'm just kind of adding these, gluing these legs down. I'm gonna get them on there, and then I'll worry about reinforcing them. As long as they're straight, they'll do the trick. It's really important. I think I said this last time about the glue gun. Make sure you have it set on the right setting, because if you had like a good one like the Surebonder that I use, on the high setting, that thing is just cruel. I mean, it will hurt you. And I spent almost all day yesterday working on the clips of New Haven between the razor knife and the hot gun. I'm a little rusty. I haven't been crafting a lot the last 4 or 5 months, and so I guess
He
I'm
burnt
a,
the shit out of himself several
yeah,
times.
I'm a little rusty, and I have,
He's got a couple big
I
blisters.
have massive blisters on my fingers and a Band-Aid.
Hey.
Oh, from a Band-Aid from cutting myself to the point I
Probably need to go to the
Probably
emergency room and
go.
get a stitch or two.
I should probably go get stitches. But
I believe.
don't they say stitches are for or something like that?
War Dog, thanks for coming back.
War
does it
Dog.
recognize you? Oh, or were you Jeff Andrews? Is that who you were?
He likes the pasty idea though.
Damn, I should have known that.
What do you know his
In
name?
our friend group, we have with our friend group with War Dog, we have multiple Jeffs. So, I should have questioned that when another Jeff showed up. What are the odds of that?
I figured that had to be probably War Dog. Just that's a dude thing to do. Just to be like, hey, is it the shirtless nerd Gavin? That's a dude thing to do.
We haven't taken our shirts off yet.
I don't know. If you pay me enough, I might.
I might. Yeah. I'll tell you this: if we reach when we reach 100 subscribers on this channel, I'll juggle. I'll do the juggling act. Wait, Alexis, my daughter Alexis came into my stream, my Warzone stream the other night, and she told me what I should do is whenever we win a game, I should get up and play the song Rock Lobster and juggle something and like dance and juggle and play Rock Lobster every time I get a win. And she's like, no, that's what you have to do if you're a streamer. That's what, you have to do stuff like that to entertain people. And War Dog and everybody else
that's
is
where
like,
you
do it. They're all like, and I told them if I hit 500 subscribers, I'll do it. I'll do it if I hit 500 subscribers.
I'm gonna make
I'll do it for them.
I'm gonna make so many jokes. None of them are gonna be safe for work.
See, that's the one where you rip off your shirt. You have the pasties on underneath the whole time. Without nobody even knows. You get done. You rip off the shirt and wave it over your head. Woo!
Yeah.
And you gotta play the circus theme.
Rock Lobster. Play that. Yeah. I do know. I mean, I can juggle. I'd have to practice.
I can juggle too.
I can, but I haven't really done it in a long time.
I do the same thing, War Dog. I give Trelly all kinds of shit all week long. I do it to most on Saturdays. And then
I'm just kind of fine tuning these pieces. I'm hoping you guys can see. It'd actually be better if we could have that like here aimed down, but that not having a zoom on it just kind of screws everything up.
Right.
One of these days, probably like when I get run over by a backhoe or something, I'm gonna buy a nice like $600 or $1,000 camera, that'll zoom and do all that.
And they do make PC cams that'll zoom in and zoom out, and I assume they would. I mean, that's a pretty simple function or common function in a camera anyway.
It just seems like they're hard to come by. I mean, I haven't, I've looked. The only ones that I see that really have that function are the expensive. It looks like a camera. It looks like an actual camera, but they're webcams.
Yeah,
right.
They're for streaming.
Yeah.
They're specifically designed.
Can we use our phones if we get some kind of
I've
weird
seen-
contraption
I've
to
seen-
hold it in place?
I've seen stuff that says your phone is that your phone's the best camera you got.
Can you live stream with it? You'd think.
From your phone,
Or have it
Yeah.
hooked up to the thing that you're live streaming with or through.
Yeah, like a Bluetooth. I bet you could do a Bluetooth. I'd have to look into it, but I think so. Yeah.
No, if he doesn't twirl them, it's independently ask for your money back.
But as I was saying earlier, our guest star today is Teddy. He created Deathcloak, his character in my superhero game, the Argonauts. Deathcloak is the first successful graduate of Project
Sentinel Dawn.
Sentinel Dawn, which is the United States Marine Corps' attempt at creating superhuman soldiers to.
Really was just Uncle Sam got tired of being left behind in the fight. And like, okay, let's see if we can make our own that we can control. None of this pesky hero code crap.
Right. So they created Deathcloak, and while they're busy trying to recreate that formula, they've sent him on mission just to try to go to the Millennium City and establish a reputation as a superhero there, which he did. He ended up, in his first foray out into Millennium City, he hooked up with a bunch of other supers and infiltrated a lab that was performing human experiments. They broke into the place and stopped the experimentation and saved all the people. And that's a very, very quick synopsis of the very first adventure. Yeah. But as I said, he's the super soldier. He's the Marine. His favorite thing in the world are his twin handguns, his 70 caliber handguns, his Panthers, as he calls them sometimes. He does have some superpowers. He can project a force field around himself, and he can also project energy blades from his hands. He also wears a suit of combat armor, which protects him, along with bolsters his force field in combat.
Okay.
Well, thank you, War Dog. I am a little too cool for these yokels. But
yeah, he's our diva.
Yeah, I'm normal. Wow, they kind of grown on me. You know, like mold does.
Like mold does. You gotta kind of. That's why it's always good to have a nice sharp knife. Your razor knife, have a nice clean sharp blade. So you can do tiny adjustments. Some would say if you'd measured it, you wouldn't have to do this.
Right.
But fuck them.
That's the magic of it. Let's do extra work for no reason.
It's the intimacy with the terrain. You know, you got to spend time with it. Get your hands on it, rub all over it, and whatnot. Let's see.
What you do with this terrain when we're off camera is something nobody wants to hear about.
I'm thinking.
So hey, that cup of coffee that's right there on the very edge and corner of the table, we're going to start a betting pool. I say 10 minutes. 10 minutes, and it goes over before it goes over the edge.
I say 5.
5.
I give it 5.
Let me get a piece of scrap paper here. And yet again, we'll make Okay. Eyeballed.
while we're waiting for him to finish doing his cuts, I will continue on what I did a little bit last week of passing my game master wisdom off to
Passing
the
it off as
passing it off as actual wisdom.
Sorry.
But
hang on, I got this next piece. I've cut these just thin strips. It's just regular poster board that you get at the Dollar Tree, or the dollar. I get them at we have the Dollar Tree, and they're not $1. They're more than that. Well, no, I think the poster board's like 50 cents or something. It's cheap, dirt cheap shit. Just regular poster board. Cut off thin strips. I'm going to use this as like an edging around it. I think I'm going to center it. I wish I could get. I'm trying to decide if I should put it flush. Flush with the edge, so it's kind of a hang down, or should I have it up?
Oh, as guardrail?
As like a guardrail.
Let's do guardrail.
Yeah.
That's my vote.
Yeah.
So it's either, what's it called, flashing? Like or whatever, where it hangs down. Yeah. If we have it up as a guardrail, I think guardrail gives a better effect.
Yeah, it makes it look like a legit.
Yeah, legit conveyor belt. Conveyor belts have guardrails.
Yeah, they do.
And what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to cut it a little bit long. When glue it on there, leaving hanging over the edges, because
you could always overlap it with another section if you do an extra.
yeah, that way I have it to overlap them for the next section. So there we go. Watch me burn myself. Watch me try not to burn myself. Like I'd said before with the glue gun, leaving it sitting there right now, I have it on my low setting, but this glue that's coming out has been sitting in there on that element for a long time, so these first couple squirts are super hot. This is cardboard, so I don't have to worry about it, but if it was styrofoam, you'd have to worry about it melting the styrofoam. Which one was it?
See that?
Doesn't matter.
I can totally see that. I'm surprised you didn't fucking burn yourself this time.
I haven't burnt myself yet. Today. I burnt myself today. Wasn't that a Johnny Cash song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I hurt myself.
No, it's not. It's not Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash covered it.
Oh, no, yeah, you did hurt. That was his song.
No. That was 9 Inch Nails who did that, and then Johnny Cash covered it.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't
You
it
didn't know that?
Yep.
Oh.
Got a little bit down in the. Used a little bit too much glue because it came up into the cracks up there, but when it's still somewhat soft, it cleans out pretty easily. And otherwise, the glue that's left in there, give it a little bit of texture. Pulling that out. I'm going to try to do this side and do a little bit less glue. It's weird because it has those little holes, and the glue wants to roll down in those holes. I've done it on the larger ones where you can actually fit the nozzle of the hot glue gun inside those little ripples, and you can fill them with glue, and it makes it all hard as a rock. So there we go. You got the.
Stay where you have it here.
I'm not sure yet, so I'm gonna leave these little hangovers. But on whichever one's the very end of it, I'll probably put the little railing thing, or the side rail deal on the back end.
Right.
But now we're gonna go ahead and move to the turn. I don't want to hear it about measuring. If you would have just...
You would just measure it
I know.
at least once.
And actually, I think it's possible that I did measure this because I wanted it to be straight. I was marking a width on here. See it? There. Let me see it. That's 2 inches exactly. I did measure it. Yes, it is.
Or maybe you just got really lucky.
Yeah. Actually, it's just under 2 inches, but I can fix that.
I mean, if was it like an inch off, or we're like, you know, splitting hairs off.
Yeah. Okay, so mark that and that.
You can make an eighth of an inch work.
Right.
Yeah. Well, on something this small, an eighth of an inch is a bit much. You probably want to be under that.
I mean, you're like in general, like you can make an eighth of an inch work.
And I'm trying to hurry here, time-wise. I want to paint this today, or at least get it started painting it, because the effect you get, like once you paint it, you know, because it'll look all cobbled together, different colors and all that stuff for now. But then once you paint it, and it's like, holy shit, that looks that, you know, it's the big payoff is when you paint on it, and it's just getting it to that point. Especially when they do the, what's it called, where you take all the different random pieces and put them together.
Collage.
Kit bashing.
Oh, kit bashing.
The kit bashing stuff, that really does it. You watch somebody, they kit bash and build a spaceship or whatever with just random little plastic toy parts from different toys and all that. And they just kind of stick them all on there, and it looks all goofy.
Bottles
and plastic bottles and all that, and it looks all weird. And then once they hit it with that black base coat, it's like, holy shit,
it
looks
all
amazing.
falls into place. Yeah.
Everything falls into place once you get that first coat on it. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have to cut that and make that even. That's uneven as hell. So that'll be the end. I want it here. And so I'm gonna want this to extend . It's going to extend to here. But this is going to be a 45-degree angle cut here. This way.
You got a speed square?
Yep. A good old framing square. This is going to... I'm going to cut this at a 45-degree angle. That's annoying. Block here. Put this underneath it so my actual square does something. It's got that lip on it. Okay, I'm cutting this piece. .45-degree angle. That's going to come here. Here, we'll just see what we got to work with. I might have to cut another piece. Let's see if I can. Fumbling with it. Okay.
Alright, chat, we're about to find out if this works.
I don't think it's gonna be long enough.
I don't think so either. No, it's not.
But that's the plan.
Got silverware. It's lunch for you guys.
We were just delivered lunch. She didn't know Teddy was gonna be here.
I said I was gonna be here. As you threw your hot glue gun everywhere.
Teddy, would you mind going off camera and making those for us?
I don't want one. I'm good.
Kidding.
I'm good.
I know Teddy wants one. I want one definitely, but I'll wait. I'll wait. In the name of professionalism.
Oh my God, give me one of those.
That would come down here.
Yeah, I was about to say, can't you just move that down a little bit and make
Yeah.
it all fit right?
Yep.
I mean, when you really think about it, that's right in there.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing, there could be a large box here at the end that like the frames come out of, say from like an underground storage facility or whatever. You know, like the
Right.
frame comes up and this is where it's armed.
And that fit, the way that's done, it fits perfectly. Actually, fits perfectly in the door. It's perfectly centered.
What? Where I have it?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I got the eyeballs, man. I got the eyeballs. I can
Of
eyeball the
course you
hell out
did.
of some stuff,
Of
man.
course you do. You've only been doing it for 15 years. You'd be suspect if you eyeball it and get it semi straight. I'd be really suspect if you were doing it cross-eyed.
Cool. Thanks for coming through, War Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll be
thank you very
back.
much. We appreciate it.
They'll be back. They'll all be back.
He probably blocked Liam.
I wonder.
No, it would have popped up on his screen. It'll tell you. You'd still be able to see his messages, and it'll say deleted by moderator or
Oh,
this
yeah,
person put
I'm
the
not
time
seeing.
out.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything like
I don't
that.
think War Dog. I think Liam came in before War Dog even did.
Maybe. How many we got? We got any?
Just two.
Just
Two.
But as I was saying earlier, some game mastery advice for just stuff I've learned over the years, and this is some advice for game masters. When battle starts, something I don't see a lot of game masters doing. One thing they do, which is great, they describe the battle, and they describe the core, the motions. You know what people are doing. It's not just Deathcloak shoots at Pulsar. It's Deathcloak runs up, draws his guns, cocks them, aims, and fires 270 caliber bullets right at Pulsar. And that and that dramatic effect makes it good. Another one that I don't see a lot of game masters doing though is having the villains or the bad guys talk smack during the combat. And believe me, this works a lot. When you're in a fantasy campaign, you're fighting goblins, or you're sending a bunch of goblins after the players. You want the goblins telling you, we're gonna kill you, we're gonna slaughter you, and we're gonna eat you. We're gonna tear you limb from limb and put you on a spit, spin you around, and eat you. Or just hurl insults at the
you stupid.
You stupid human, you shouldn't have come here. It's stuff of that sort. In a supervillain campaign or a superhero campaign, an example, like I said, I just said Pulsar. And, instead of, when I say, okay, it's Pulsar's turn, he's going to fly over here and shoot Deathcloak. So instead, when I say, it's Pulsar's turn, he flies up in the air, sneers down at Deathcloak, points at him, and goes, "You want to feel the power? You want to feel the power? Yeah, you do. You want to feel the power. Well, here we go. Boosh!" And then he fires his bolts out of his hand, and the ray shoots across the battlefield and misses Deathcloak by inches.
Hitting Buddy.
Hitting Buddy knocks the heroes right behind him. But it'll just something to make the heroes, you know, want to attack him or want to hate him even more. But I've had Pulsar is one of my distinct supervillain personalities, and I'll tell you what, folks, people hate him. I've seen him be in a battle, you know, start talking his smack, and every other hero stops what they're doing, goes after him for a round, beats him down, and then continues on with the rest of the combat. But yeah, giving your villains personalities. I mean, even the little peon villains' personalities helps out in a battle
Like
a lot.
Foxbat. I can't.
Yeah, like Foxbats.
I can't
Foxbat!
stand. I hate Foxbat with a passion.
I think Foxbat is probably one of the best supervillains I've ever come across.
Right,
as far
and
as-
it's all in how you
as far
play
as
him.
personality. He's
Yep.
amazing. Foxbat was awesome.
His personality fucks me up so badly.
Some people may call me stupid. I say stupid like a foxbat. That was my villainous laugh. How do you like my villainous laugh?
Tell us about it in the comments.
Tell us about it. That's what he's going to do. He's going to live stream on his next appearance. Tell us
That'd be
about
awesome.
it in the
Come in
comments.
costume.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Brought to you by Foxbat.
Fuck that.
I love. What was it? Your brother who ran the campaign where Foxbat was running for president,
No, that was me.
or was that you? Was that your campaign?
Yeah.
That was great. We did an online campaign where Foxbat was running for president, and was going to win.
God,
He was
no.
doing all right.
He was doing good.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I just put the legs on that. Now this one, line these up. Oh man, I gotta cut more. And if you can see what's going on here, basically just line these up. And I need to cut another strip. If I'd had I didn't really pre-plan it, but the way to do it would be to make sure that you have a strip of this that's, you know, probably 2 foot long, so you just cut one strip and use it to make everything for the most part. But I like this is some of my more favorite cardboard to work with, and it just came in I think this was for it was LED lights, but like the you know, the box, like the thin, it's thin but it's real sturdy. Like most electronics are ship, you know, come with it, but it's real thin but it's sturdy. And this stuff is really good for small cardboard detail stuff, because you can cut little short, you know, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch pieces, and it's still sturdy. It's not loose and flappy.
Floppy?
Flappy is the word I used, I believe.
Flappy, like Foxbat's wings.
Yeah.
God.
In combat, he glides around. He calls it flying, but he has wings under his arm, which he just flaps furiously
Like a chicken.
like a chicken.
And
You may mock, Deathcloak, but these wings are wings of doom, and they flap for you.
They flap for you. They flap for you.
is the worst villain. Greatest personality I've ever met in a game. But the worst villain ever. Kite Man from DC was
Hell yeah.
a better villain than Foxbat.
Okay, I've got an idea. And these are the ideas that make it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this here, but I'm going to cut these legs at an angle so it actually ramps downward. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good idea. Otherwise, the robots would just fall off.
Right, they're just gonna bink. So I need. I'm gonna line these up. 'Cause I'm gonna try to get the. I want these legs to be, or these legs to be lined up with each other perfectly there. Because I might even attach these to each other just to make it easier. Make this one piece. Okay, so I want that to stop. We'll stop here. Okay.
All I can hear is the Terminator theme right now.
What's that?
All I can hear is the Terminator theme in my head. This is building death robots. Great. We're building, Terminators.
Ooh, that'll be the name of the data center, Skynet.
The Skynet data center.
Yes.
As long as you don't call you just can't call the AI Legion. That's far too on the nose, and God forbid, don't want to get you sued.
Right. Ooh, yeah. Maybe not name it Skynet. That might do the same thing. It's SkiNet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's where that's going. It didn't really come out the way I expected it to, but
Oh, I believe that's your old lady that's in here.
Hey, Jill.
hi, Jill. She said,
Hi.
"I need
Shout out to my wife. Love you.
You just missed the crowd."
All two of them.
Actually, you're the crowd. Sorry.
I'll try not to. Trust me.
What?
She said, "Don't get us sued. We're poor." That just means they can't take anything from us.
I wonder, is that even gonna work?
Except everything that except everything that paying for.
Right.
The car.
Let me get my car over my dead body.
I think I'm going to attach these. It's going to make this easier.
I mean, if you really wanted to have a midlife crisis, you just bought a Harley.
That's the next 5 years. I'm going to glue these together because doing them separately is being a pain in the butt. It's easier if they're just connected. So do that, and then I'll use a little piece of
Welcome, I can't. Is that Shane Nash?
Hey Shane, what's up? That's one of my buddies.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad. The internet hasn't gone out yet. That
is a bonus.
That
is a plus.
We had that happen twice last week. We are keeping our fingers crossed that it doesn't happen at all this week, and we can keep us all going nice and smoothly. I've been going through while he's been doing that. I've been going through and on this week's Game Master advice is just giving your villains distinct personalities. I mean, not only the big ones, but the little guys too. They'll talk crap, they'll talk smack just as well as anybody can, and it'll liven up a combat. Another distinct personality that I have was a bloodthirsty monster called Marduk.
Oh no.
And they know what's going to happen. But he was linked with one of my NPC characters, much like oh man, what's another? Much like the Jason Blood in the Demon in the DC comics, or maybe like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, kind of like the Incredible Hulk.
But yeah, instead of transforming into the Hulk, he would switch places with a monster that was trapped in another prison dimension. And whenever came here, he was free. And the first thing he always said is when he came back through is, "I am Marduk, Reaver of 1,000 worlds, free, and I hunger."
Marduk hungers. And,
yeah, and just everything he said, just big bellowing voice, would always be threatening. I'm going to rip your head off, stick my tongue down your throat, and tickle your liver, and things of that nature.
And he eats. And we found out later that he was sneaking out at night and eating homeless people.
Yeah, he could escape Zeke and would sneak out, at night and start eating homeless people before he would come back.
That's why his breath always smelled so bad.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
James said went to go race and didn't get to because people didn't show up, so no video for you, bud.
Oh, sorry about that, Shane. He does slot car racing, and I told him I wanted to take a video of it and send it to me. I want to see like the track. You ever seen those?
Oh yeah, I got my grandson one. I'm a little one. I'm sure it's way smaller.
No, he does where they have like places you go to and they have a big track and you race each other.
Oh
like
no!
Slot car, yeah, they're slot car races.
That sounds pretty awesome.
There's videos of them all over YouTube. You can look them up, but they have like their own like track. But it's the thing. I believe it's the one you do. Is the thing where you have the little gun in your hand, and so you control the speed. You got to let up when you go around the corners.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But they're so powerful. If you don't, they'll fucking. I've seen them like shoot across the room and stuff.
You had the trigger, and then you had the wheel.
Yeah, maybe.
The wheel. That was just your forward and reverse was the trigger. The wheel was your speed.
Yeah.
I remember just maxing out. I liked watching them fly off the corner. I mean, you'd be in a bit of a psychopath.
Yeah, but Shane does that on Sunday. Him and his son, I believe. And I told him I wanted a video of it. I wanted to see the track, that they run on and stuff.
Is this in Indianapolis? Yeah,
Oh,
my grandson would love that.
Yeah, it's up in where do you live, Shane? He lives up north, like Fort Wayne, I think.
Whoa, okay.
He lives like way up north.
Yeah.
Did he say they have them here?
No, he didn't really.
No,
he hadn't responded.
Hold your horses.
Yeah, I don't know if they have. Do they have any of those down here in Indy, Shane, that you know of?
I will look that up.
Google's your best friend.
But Shane, they build their own. Where you build them. You get the little motors and the frames and everything, where you can build your own. But I'm sure those places have them. You can rent them or whatever.
It's a fucking. It's Fort Wayne. Ain't that far of a drive.
Is it
3 hours, like 2.5 hours. Oh.
Do they have them in Indy?
Yeah, Speedway.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Shane just recruited you recruited some new people into your hobby, Shane. Where'd that trash can go? Oh, it's over there.
And you still missed.
Swish. Nailed it. Nailed it.
No, you did not. Stop lying.
Okay. So we got that going. You got that. So now I'm going to add some strip around the edge for the railing. Actually, I'll probably do this whole thing at once. But do this. I just run that strip. But now that I've taken so long, I gotta go back over the glue on the other side. The only problem with doing large areas is if you mess up, the first glue you put down is glue, but they're dried by the time you get to your last round. Okay, here we go. There.
Shane, we are working on the finale of my superhero game that we are running at GenCon. It is a data center that Supervillain has transformed into his lair of sorts, where he is building robots that he plans on taking over Millennium City with. And the Millennium City is the city that the superheroes are based out of. They it used to be Chicago until Chicago was destroyed in a supervillain attack.
Yeah, and this I'm making right now is a conveyor belt for inside in the warehouse. The is where this is where the final battle of the game will take place, is in this warehouse, and there's a conveyor belt that makes these, robot weapons. And this is what we call scatter terrain, where you have your terrain, which is like your big piece, but then all the little individual pieces that you put out, like the little computer terminals and the recharging stations and power banks and stuff like that. The small individual pieces of terrain are called scatter terrain. Where a lot of that scatter terrain you can reuse on other, where now if I ever have a warehouse set up that I'm trying to run and I need a conveyor belt, I have these conveyor belts I can throw on there. So we try to make this stuff so that it says, so you can get as much use out of it as possible. That's why I won't attach this to this board, because that way I can just use this on any game that I run from now on. This, I didn't do it on the first one. I'm going to fold that crease in there, so when I glue it in, it just fits in there, and I snip the ends off to make it even. It works a lot easier that way. Glue this. Like I'd said before, it's a little bit unsatisfying doing it until you get to the paint part. Once you get to the paint part and you slap paint on it and you really see what it looks like, that's when the payoff is. That's when you feel the best about it. Because right now it's all different color, or it just doesn't have a coloring. This stuff. Tell Charlie I'm going to try to come to GenCon. Yeah, he's going to try to. He's got a, what is it, your daughter that makes like animal costumes? His daughter makes like the real super detailed, like I think she had like a dragon costume.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his daughter like makes cosplay shit.
Well, yeah, have her bring one of those.
Yeah, have her bring
Saturday is the parade, is the
costume parade.
Yeah, the costume parade. She can enter in they have a competition for best one. One of our other GenCon, one of our other Argonaut game masters, who's also a crafter, he does cosplay as well, and he won first place. It was a while back, probably about 8 or 9 years ago, but he won first place with his Captain America costume.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what'll happen, Shane, if You bring her down here, and she doesn't want to bring it, and she doesn't bring her cosplay. She's going to come down here, walk around, and be like, I can do a lot better. I do a lot better than all these people.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to come back next year and show these people how to do it. That's what's going to happen. She's going to regret not bringing a cosplay if she comes, because it is, I mean, it's on par with, you know, Comic-Con San Diego or whatever, where there are people in cosplay everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And good ones too.
I've seen some really good Warhammer 40K
Yeah.
cosplay. I've also seen not so good cosplay too.
Yeah, there's some bad ones. There's definitely some bad ones.
There have been. You've seen some bad ones?
Most of these are.
You'll have to show the pictures I sent you.
I'll have to dig them out. I think they're deep in my phone, but yeah, I'll show them. I told him his daughter, she could make money selling those to the, you know, like the furry community.
The furry community, yeah.
Yeah, they would buy the hell out of that stuff.
I bet they would.
Charlie'd be the first one in there.
I forget. I was watching some show. I think Johnny Knoxville had a show out for a minute, a prank show or something like that. But one of the episodes was involved a furry, a person that's into the furry lifestyle and all that. And yeah, they pay thousands of dollars for their costumes.
They pay big money for those costumes.
It's a kink thing for them, though.
Yeah, but
so it's and they have adult money.
Yeah, but the I years ago I kind of was looking into it because I thought that'd be cool, using the foam and making like the mascot heads, you know, kind of thing and stuff like that. And I started looking for one. It's kind of expensive, like, and you have to know how to sew, which I can sew very, very basically, but there's a lot of like intense sewing that it requires.
Right.
Yeah, it does. My hands are not made for sewing.
Right.
There we go.
My hands are made for taking people's heads and opening them up.
You gotta figure out how to make that go down. I think I could probably just kind of give it a flex and it'll do it.
Until you break it, and you have to start all over again.
Shut up. There we go. That's good enough. Ain't it?
Is it though?
It does the purpose. There we go. There we go. Let's see here.
The killer robot minion just fits in perfectly.
Yeah, look at my floor. This is what happens when you carve.
Yeah, I've already slipped on the fucking styrofoam like twice. I almost ate it.
That looks uneven. I gotta trim that a little bit. There. But yeah, that's, where is it? There we go. That's it. I gotta fix the legs up a little bit to make that match up right, but that'll be easy. But you know, sitting at the table looking at it, once that's painted, you know, I'm gonna paint the sides a gray, a metallic gray. Paint the this will be just flat black, and I might put some scuff marks on it or something.
Man, something I just thought of. It's going to be kind of a pain to paint the insides of those guardrails and the edges of the.
No, you can do that. You can do like a
Yeah, the inside of the guardrail might be kind of a pain. Yeah,
you can hand paint that.
but
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, I'll be doing it with I'll be doing that, but I'll do it with a small brush. It won't be that bad.
No, because I was thinking you can do like
And it is, some of it, you know,
Like
that
a
detail
caution.
work, it is time consuming.
Yeah.
But on the inside in there, you know, you just get it as best you can. And, you know, that's all you can do. Pull this off and fix this.
That's just proceed.
See, one other good thing about hot glue is, like, I just peeled this off. Now, as I'm adding new glue, I'm kind of rubbing that tip on the old glue that's dry and hard, and it kind of melts everything, gets everything back to being, you know, gluable. I didn't like the way that was attached. It wasn't really holding very well, so I re-glued it. And like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're your own worst critic. If it bothers you, odds are nobody else will even notice it, because that's what it is when you work with it. You're working so intimately with it. You know, you're looking at every little crease and crevice, and you see all these faults. But most people are just going to look at it and be like, "No,
that's so
good."
fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, most people who look at it aren't gonna worry about it at all. So you got that. You have to figure out. I think I 3D printed these. Oh, we fixed that. I got it aimed like way over here. Yeah, I 3D printed these. They're robots with different guns. Back when I had my 3D printer, and I got that one.
I just gave up on it entirely.
This one. No, it got super old, and the parts are too hard to get. Where at this point, I just need to buy a new 3D printer. I don't see any other ones that we could really use.
What about the one?
But these are all 3D printed. You know, they're like mech warrior or, you know, whatever style guys. But you'd print. They had multiple bases for the wheels. Some of them had legs, some of them had treads. They had multiple different weapons you would print, so you'd print the individual arms to it, and then 3 or 4 different body types, so you could mix and match and create all types. But I have somewhere, I have to dig, I might have a box of like misprints of like arms and weapons and bodies.
Right.
Which those would work good. We could use them like along here or whatever. You know,
for
just
parts
as
or early on at the beginning of the treadmill, just a beginning to be assembled mech.
Yeah, it could be.
Thing.
They come down on their back.
Right. That'd be the only way that guy's gonna fit in there.
Yeah. But so yeah, there's that. I thought we had another one of those, and we may be on one of those others.
Yeah, Shane. Speaking of Gundam, since you brought it up, our main villain, the final villain. Now, just so you know, we're gonna repaint it, but here is the final villain.
We're gonna repaint him.
And this, I believe, is a Gundam. Is this a Gundam thing, Teddy?
Yes, it's the RX-78-2. It's the original Gundam from Mobile Suit Gundam, the very first one.
That's right, folks. The very first Gundam is going to be the main villain of this year's Argonauts adventure at GenCon. He will be in here. Sorry, Teddy. That is the final fight right there against him.
That's one of the other things we got to make is for that room, I'm going to be making like charging stations, computer ports, wiring. Going to be wiring. I'm just going to use real wire, like the real small, you know, like wires that I can scrap out of old electronics. Use real wires, and the charging stations, I'm thinking I'm going to do an LED light where I'll recess You can get like the little candle lights or the, like small LED lights. You dig out a hole, put it in there so you can access the on off from underneath the terrain, and then use film. Put a film over the top, and so when you turn it on, it gives you different colored light. I'm thinking about doing that for the charging stations, just to give it a
This feels kind of Power Ranger-ish.
Power Ranger-ish.
Think about
Well,
it.
when we were talking about it, it was like more of a board, like a board charging station.
5 heroes fighting an overwhelming bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be 6 heroes.
6 heroes. It once again, you're proving my point. What appears to be the final battle of this team involves a giant robot.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Yeah, but how many different shows have had that premise, Eddie? Gundam.
No.
And Gundam fighting giant robots. What did Gundam fight? What did they?
There's other giant robots, but they were all individuals. They were all piloted by soldiers.
Mm.
And like it was in a war setting, a little bit different than saving the world with where the
How big are Gundams in the Gundam universe? Is the pilot in its head? Is the
no, the pilot's is in the pilot. Has always been in the body.
It's like an oversized mech suit, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the pilot sits here, but all the sensors are all up in the head.
Right. Okay.
Try fairy light. What is fairy light, Shane?
Oh, probably those fairy lights. Oh, it's supposed to be small, and they do like some. I don't know. I'm fucking lost. I done forgot. Give me one. Give me one of those cigarettes, Charlie. I'm gonna have one all day.
You gotta step off. You know
Pardon myself.
Okay.
I don't need the drink. I just need the.
Oh.
Stick.
So next I could go after the box on this end, and I could build it. My options are I could build it out of just regular cardboard, like a cardboard box, and this, which. I could do it, but if I make it out of styrofoam, I'm liking the idea of the texture of just regular styrofoam, because there is texture to it, without grinding it up or whatever. But it could make it look like a big old steel box, where it's hard, you don't get any texture out of the cardboard, where cardboard is just a smooth flat, and you paint it and it's smooth flat. Where
Right.
if you want to get any visual texture out of it, you have to paint the texture, like a stipple or a dry brush. Which I'm not real good at that, but I think using a piece of styrofoam, that natural texture off of styrofoam would work. And okay, I'm going to break down and do it.
Do what?
Don't tell anybody. I want this. Okay, it's 2 inches wide. So do we want it to be a big box, or just one that's just another inch? Maybe like from here to
We
here.
don't want it to be too big that it blocks that entrance.
Yeah, but you have it here. I'm thinking.
Have it a little oversized, an inch.
4 inch, 1 inch oversized, or
Yeah.
a half inch oversized.
I think we can do an inch oversized.
Honestly, you probably take.
That would be this big. It would go almost all the way to the wall if we did that. So it's going to go here. Yeah, it would go all the way back to the wall.
Okay, let's do a 1/2 inch then.
So just
Or do you want it to go all the way to the wall?
I kind of like the idea of it going against the wall.
Okay.
Because if not, it's only going to be 1 inch. You're only going to get about less than an inch, 3/4 of an inch between the back of it and that, which is going to be too small for a character's base to go through.
Right.
So we'll just make it 3 inches.
You could probably take some of these more mechanical minis
Or 4 inches.
and line it.
So I need a 4-inch square. What are you talking about?
You could probably take the mechanical minis you have and line the conveyor belt to make it give the feeling that they're being built.
Right. Different individual
Yeah.
pieces. And I'm going to have, I haven't exactly figured out, and I need to go through my my scraps. My kit bashing stuff to try and figure out what I have that I can make that the arms, like there's going to be little things with arms,
Little Waldos.
little arms along the end. It's going to be interesting because I'm going to have to shop a lot of like Dollar Tree toy stuff or whatever to find that right arm and then buy 3 or 4 of them.
Right.
And you find some cheap toy that has that.
Now,
that
what's
arm.
that on that train right there? That barrel with the tube coming out the left side down. That could kind of look like a Waldo arm. Where'd you get that?
What are you talking about here?
Yeah.
This?
The tube coming out of the side.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
That is. He's talking about this. He's talking about this thing that I made. It's like an oil. I don't know, some kind of factory thing, where that, trucks drive through and get filled from here.
That's already busted.
This piping is a wire protector. Conduit wire. Yeah, just tiny wire conduit. Which it makes beautiful piping. It's great.
Yeah, it does.
It's got all that texture to it and stuff.
It's
great for pipe.
automotive wire harness.
I mean, we could use those, but we still need a claw or something to stick out of the end.
Right.
And I think you can buy that conduit's pretty cheap. You can buy it like Lowe's or whatever, pretty damn cheap.
Go to AutoZone and buy some.
Yeah.
Just wire.
I need to get to my here.
Welcome back, War Dog.
Hit this wire. War Dog back. We had Shane here for a minute. He never answered what a fairy light is, though.
No, he didn't.
Maybe he just yelled that and left. Use a fairy light. you fairies. You get out of my way. I'm trying to work over here.
Well, I was trying to do something too.
I just got to use my hot wire cutter on this real quick.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
What?
Shane said, why don't you get a cheap bottle kit and use the frame?
Bottle kit?
Model kit.
For what?
Just a cheap model kit. You can use the frames and to do it.
Oh.
For what, the arms?
Yeah, I've never been into models, so I don't really know what's available, what I could, if you have some suggestions.
I would honestly think maybe.
I don't know if they can see me right now or not, but technical difficulties with my.
Oh, fairy lights are
Very tiny bulbs.
just looks like basically Christmas lights. Or very tiny bulbs.
The problem, not necessarily the problem. But the way, my problem with things like that, you have to wire them yourself. I'd have to get the lights, get the little wiring, solder the connections, solder it to a switch to turn it on and off and all that. Where I'm 100% capable of doing it. I just don't buying the right stuff that runs at the right, the right power, and then you have to hook up a power source to it.
Right.
Where there's, unless you can get them in just a couple lights that's on 3 foot of wire with an on-off switch, like ready to go.
Right.
That's the only real issue I have with those. Because there's a lot of really cool ones. I was looking at it for my Samus cosplay for the helmet, and I realized how big of a pain in the ass that actually is, having to wire them yourself. You can buy them that are ready to go, but it's real limited and specific. And real good bright LED lights aren't very cheap either.
Yeah, Charlie is over there cutting that styrofoam with is that what that machine's called? Just a foam cutter?
Yeah, it's a hot wire foam cutter.
It's used similarly to how you use a bandsaw, but just the wire gets real hot, and you run the styrofoam through it, and it's beautiful, perfect cuts, and good for the environment too.
Yeah. Maybe something like this. Yeah, because they're definitely going to have to be coming out on their backs, unless I'm going to make that significantly taller.
Can you want your root beers?
Yeah, go ahead.
Were you able to get the 2 buy 2 get 3 free?
No, Pam got me those yesterday while you were telling me about it.
Oh. Did she get them at Kroger?
No, I think she got them in the dollar store or something. Dollar General. Okay. So this is going to be my box. Decorating this box might be tedious. Because I want to make it look like, something cool. But you start with trying to decide if I want to put take this strip of paper, fold it in half, I just folded it in half and creased it real well. Come here and glue it over the edges. And I know it seems unnecessary and tiny, but little details like this will make a world of difference when you paint it. It's just that slight raise in that level raise when you go through and damn it, come on. No, I think I unplugged that. That's why it's being weird. It's still hot.
Did you burn yourself, Island?
No, it wasn't hot enough to burn me. Just Just ran some glue in there and put that over the edge. But when you go to paint it, this will really stick out. I'll paint that a darker, a darker silver or gray than I do the rest of the box. And it just, those little details like that really, really put it over the top. Where are we at time-wise?
3:55.
3:55?
Mm-hmm.
We going for 4 hours?
No.
No. I meant time on the stream.
Oh.
Oh, probably.
Like, you've been doing this for 4 hours?
Let me see. Hour 52.
There you go.
Time's still been flying by, and it hadn't felt like 2 hours to me.
Yeah.
No, it has not.
So we have this.
See how fun this is, folks? What could you possibly be doing that's gonna better than what we're doing right now?
I need more paper. Like I said, these are the small. They're small and they're tedious. And as long as you're a little touched in the head, you can do it. It doesn't. It only takes time. Where'd my straight edge go? There it is.
Yeah, I think you're right, Shane. The fumes are getting to him.
The what?
The fumes are getting to you.
I don't know why I did that. There we go.
Really?
I pulled these in half. I just gotta use my finger to poke it in there in the center, get it started, and you just get the whole thing to kind of flex in a U shape.
Oh, that's massive.
You look at those pics I sent you.
No.
Oh. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That.
What, is that a model? It's like a Wally arm, one of those arm things we're talking about, or is that like a real one? Like $320,000.
Yeah, that'll be ours.
80 is like fucking not. It's like fucking 90, like between 80 and 90.
It's a what? What is it? It's a model, or is it work?
Yes, it does. It actually has a little remote control where you can control it. It's a steam, one of the Steam ones.
Oh, that's cool.
It's not the Steam, but the STEM educational toy.
Yeah. The STEM, I've noticed, man.
They got some cool ass
They do.
shit.
If you look up STEM educational toy for science, technology, what is it? Science, English, and math.
No, it's science, technology, and probably engineering.
Engineering and math. Yeah, but if you specifically shop, look for those toys, man, there are some cool shit. Stuff when we grew up, we had robotics and what were the other ones? The toys that were like kind of for smart kids.
I don't know. You have to have smart kids.
Justin's like, I don't know. I never had any of those. But you know what I'm talking about? Robotics. Remember that?
Yeah, I think I do believe I remember those.
I loved those things. They were cool, man. But it taught you, you had to learn how to. It taught you like gear ratio stuff. Because it had motors and gears, and you could build it to where your robot walked.
Right.
And so you had to mess with all the gears and get them all right to get it to walk as fast as you wanted it to, and stuff like that. See, I got a long strip of this bent at that, creased at that 90-degree angle. Kind of open it up a little bit, and I'm just going to go around edge by edge. Oh, it would help if I had plugged this in. You can never have enough brick plugs in your life. It's like, I don't know how many times I've been out and bought a brick plug and been like, all right, I'm all good. And then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, I need another one. I need another one. Every plug in my house has 12 things plugged into it. is I'm going to do this. I'm going to run these edges around all four on the top and then up the sides. I'm going to have a doorway. I need to have an opening. So, this here. Kind of measure my opening. You okay there, Teddy?
Hey, if he dies while we're live streaming, are we allowed to keep it?
Yeah.
I bet that would get some views.
Man chokes to death.
On air.
Yeah. While guest starring on the Argonaut live stream.
Yeah. If you're gonna report it, you gotta throw that plug in there for us.
See what?
Yeah, the views are getting to Teddy.
It'd be a very anticlimactic way to go considering the life I've lived.
Okay.
Oh no, what's lose right now?
I got that kind of drawn out. And I'm actually going to cut that doorway out. I'll cut it so that it goes in, and paint that inside black with some like shadowy kind of effect to make it look like, you know, it goes in much deeper than it does. I might even put it at an angle. Put the ceiling in there instead of the door. Instead of it coming straight back, have it at an angle downward so that it looks like things are coming up from underground.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Let's see.
Well, and unless the players see that and go, ooh, let's go underground.
Yeah.
That's where we just discourage them from that.
Yeah. They all die.
Yeah.
You all die if you do that.
It's got an anti-player barrier
Yeah.
on.
You just don't. There's no way to access it.
They look in there and it's too small for them to fit. Or just nasty lasers. Lasers shoot in your face. Pin light right in the eyeball. Get that off.
It's just big enough for parts, for pieces to come up to be built. No human or soup can possibly squeeze in there.
I tell them there's a furnace.
Yeah.
It's a blast. You look down at the end of the tunnel. If you look down in there, at the end of the tunnel is a blast furnace. If you go down there, you're going to go into a blast furnace.
You shoot your eye out, kid.
You shoot your eye out.
That'll stop them from going down.
Didn't stop Ralphie. What did he do? You almost shot his eye out.
Damn it. I messed that all up.
Ooh.
Oh, man, I messed it up even more. I get it all fast enough before that glue all takes too well. There we go.
What happens when you don't? Yes, War Dog, that is a Gundam.
Show it to him again. Yeah, that's the Gundam. He's going to be the he's the final boss in the adventure, and we're going to repaint him, of course, just enough to where, you know, to get away from copyright infringement.
The premise is the premise of it is awfully Power Ranger-ish.
No, it's not.
See? Now you can see. Six heroes, overwhelming boss, giant robot fight. I'm just saying, seems kind of Power Ranger-ish. It'll be, what would make it more Power Ranger-ish is if, you know, these six heroes just happen to be teenagers with attitude.
I think what Teddy's getting at is he wants to be the Pink Ranger.
Alright.
Oh no.
I don't want to be the Pink Ranger.
No, that's Liam. Yes, very Saturday morning cartoons. Or, you know what, I think the first one to do it was Voltron. If I remember correctly.
Do what?
Voltron was around before Power Rangers.
Yeah, like just before.
Oh, yeah.
I
I thought
No,
it
it was years before. I watched Voltron when I was preteen.
Voltron. I remember Voltron when I was
That was
little.
like early 80s.
Yeah.
I think Voltron kind of inspired.
And you know, I never watched it. I'd always watch the intro animation or whatever. But then once the cartoon would start, I'd turn it. I didn't, because there wasn't enough action in it. It actually had like a plot and all that stuff. And I'm like, I want to see robots fighting. What the hell? Why are they talking?
You just had to wait till the end of the episode.
Is that what it was? The fight was at the end of the episode?
Or mixed in between.
Yeah.
And then there's two different Voltrons. One was 5 lines uniting, and one was
The
23 little spaceships coming together.
Yeah, it was I think it was the fleeted dude. It was like the vehicle one. It was a vehicle-based Voltron, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I think that was also the first time
Pair
where
of
they even had
scissors here.
a fucking female lead that wasn't some, you know, helpless damsel in distress.
She-Ra wasn't a helpless damsel in distress.
Oh, what was before Voltron? Before Voltron, man, when I was in like 5th,
There
6th
wasn't
grade.
a whole lot of that.
There was
She-Ra-
Robotech.
Robotech, yeah, I remember. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I vaguely remember.
I remember I'd get up early. So
That was
on
so
early
cool.
in the morning in the weekdays when I was a kid, and I'd get up early so I could watch it. It was
cool.
it's probably, I mean, honestly, it's one of the things that got me into gaming.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Gave me the love for sci-fi. The Robotech was the first time, it was, I say adult cartoon, and that's completely bad context for it, but no, it was more of a mature cartoon. It wasn't Bugs Bunny. It was, dealing with actual kind of violence and
People died.
Yeah.
people died in it. Main character
And you knew-
main characters
You
died.
knew they
in it.
were gone. Like, I think the first time I saw it, the first main character that died was Rick's brother.
Right.
And
Like,
what?
literally just dropped dead after.
On what? On Robotech?
Yeah, literally just like he was on a date and playing his guitar, and he just dropped dead from blood loss because he got hit, and he just ignored it.
All right, do you guys remember Battle of the Planets?
Battle of the Planets.
It was 5 teenagers who all their costumes were kind of bird themed. They all had a bird helmet, but they all drove vehicles. They all drove a different type of vehicle. I don't believe it came together into a giant robot. It's called the cartoon was called Battle of the Planets. The good guys were called G-Force, if I remember right. The evil villain was called the villainous organization, or the villain team or organization they were fighting was called Spectra. The main villain was called Zoltan.
Yeah, I remember Silverhawks. Silverhawks was my shit.
Silverhawk, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that
That
as
was
well.
like the Silverhawks, in my opinion, was the cooler version of Thundercats.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Same
say. It had
thing.
like a Thundercats feel to it.
It was
But it was birds.
Yes, they were. Yeah, they were hawks, Silverhawks.
Yeah.
But it was, the whole premise was far cooler up until season 2 of Thundercats.
Season 2 of Thundercats?
Yes. It got better in the second season.
Yeah, I remember Thundercats.
Lion
I
was
loved
less.
that.
Lion-O was less like a fucking 30-year-old, not 10-year-old. He was far more mature in the second season.
Yeah, I've actually got a from my very first Gen Con I went to. I bought a T-shirt, and it made me remember that old cartoon, Battle of the Planets. I got a Spectra football jersey with the Spectra logo on the front of it, and like a number on the back. I think it's 78, because that's probably the year it came out, 1978, with Spectra, the name Spectra, across the back of it. I'll try to remember to wear it here next time.
There was one show I watched. I never got to see like the entire series, and I've always been looking for it. It was War Planet Shadow Raiders. It came out in the fucking 90s, because it was like early, like 90s. It was 100% 90s CGI.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Now
It was like did not look that cool, but the premise of it was cool. There was like a
War Dog's talking about War Dog has a watch party thing that he does he has a Facebook group that has like, I don't, what is it, 5,000, 10,000 members. He has a Facebook group.
Wow.
That he does watch parties of old detective shows every week. Like Barnaby Jones and Columbo
like
and all
Columbo
those.
was cool. I remember Columbo.
He's really into those, and he does a big watch party thing. And I don't, is it specifically, is it specifically detective shows? So I think he just did, like, it was a Charlie's Angels anniversary,
right,
a couple of weeks ago. And
he did Columbo. What was the one Telly Savalas was in?
Ironsides.
No, that was
Raymond Burr.
Raymond Burr. Man, Telly Savalas. What? Did he also? Wasn't he always eating a lollipop or something like that? Am I just making that up in my head?
Was it before he was bald?
No, no, he was bald in it.
Kojak? War Dog knows.
Kojak. Is it Kojak? It is Kojak.
I bet it's Kojak.
Yep, Kojak.
Yeah.
But to Shane said something earlier. Remember Mask? Yes, I remember Mask. Mobile Armored Strike Command.
Yeah.
Me and my brother even had the toys. I think we had the helicopter, and I forget what the other thing that we had was. And I watched the cartoon as well.
Anybody remember the Centurions?
Centurions. Man, that does seem familiar. I do not remember it exactly right now.
That's the one where they wore exo suits, and they were like, it started with the original four. There was only 3 of them at first, and they were each experts in a specific type of warfare. Their leader was was an expert in seaborne operations.
Huh.
And another one, they had the most, totally 80s names. Like Max Ray.
Yeah, Max Ray.
He was the Sea Operations Commander. Ace McCloud, and we all, you could just go from, he does the air.
Yeah, Ace McCloud.
And then you had Jake Rockwell, who was a rugged land operations specialist. Which is my favorite. He was my favorite. He carried my first name.
I remember GoBots before the Transformers just completely overshadowed them. I remember the cartoon. I even had a couple.
Yep, I had a bunch of those GoBots. I thought they were cool as hell.
Yep.
Don't forget, War Dog. You forgot about Jake's dog Shadow. He had a husky named
Max
Shadow.
Ray, Jake Rockwell, and Ace McCloud.
and who were these people?
They were
the Centurions.
The Centurions.
Yeah, it was like some type of it was something the government was able to create exoframes, and they had a space station. They would access individual gear that would attach to the frames based upon what they needed.
Yeah, I don't remember. It sounds really cool. I wish I
really
wish I
was.
did watch it.
It really was. They had like, and you had the bad guy was Doc Terror. He was a cyborg hell bent on enslaving humanity.
Oh, aren't they all?
Ooh, there's one. Let me go back. But this is more Saturday morning cartoons. When I was real little, do you guys remember the Shazam series?
Shazam.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I barely remembered. I was real little when I watched it, but it was the Shazam. It was Billy Batson, or at least the guy, his alter ego, drove around in a Winnebago.
Who is he? What is he? Lone Star?
I don't know. He drove around in
Star.
Winnebago, and I think he had a buddy with him, an old man, and he would transform into Shazam. You guys know what I'm talking about, Shazam, right? Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
Okay.
vaguely.
But man, I've tried to tell people about this thing. Nobody remembers it but me. I know I didn't imagine it.
It's funny because
You're suffering.
Okay, War Dogs. That I do indeed to me. Do you remember that? It's me and you, War Dog. We're the only two that remember it.
It was one of those. What is it? Where everybody's memory gets changed because we change dimensions. What's it called?
What?
Like the. What are they called? Or the false memories that people have.
The Mandela effect.
The Mandela effect, yeah.
Oh.
They just erase Shazam from history, and you and War Dog are. He's even come to a few of my watch parties. I'm friends on Facebook with the second actor who played Captain Marvel, John Davey. He comes to his watch parties.
Wow, that's cool.
That's cool.
He was played Captain Marvel from. Is that like from the movies or
What?
the guy who played Captain Marvel, or are you talking about the voice actor for the cartoons, or like where was Captain Marvel on TV?
Oh, no, it was live action. Well, actually, it was most live action, or it was normal. It was not a cartoon, except for when he went into the Hall of Wisdom. I don't know what's called like that. Then it turned into a cartoon. But no, he was. God, if I remember right, no, he was Shazam. It was a live action thing. I mean, with 70s really bad budget
Yeah.
special effects, but. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was like little cartoonish parts to it, if I remember right.
Okay. So we got that. Next I'm gonna.
Is that 67 in your name, the year you were born?
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay, so yeah, he's like 5 years older than me.
Yeah.
He's a little bit, yeah, we're the same age pretty much.
War Dog's old as fuck. But we're not far behind him.
Oh yeah, it totally happened.
What?
Yeah, it aired from like 74 to 76.
What are you talking about?
That Shazam show?
Yeah.
Told you.
I just Googled it. That was long before I wasn't even a thought in my daddy's eye.
Mm-hmm.
That was from when I was 2 to 4 years old. I almost had to see that in reruns. I guess I am remembering stuff when I was 3 or 4.
Yep, because John Davey played Captain Marvel for season 2 and 3.
It's funny, I've had a few different shows like that where like, oh yeah, I saw that when I was growing up, and I go to look at it and like, oh, that was made 10 years before I was born. Like I was watching it in reruns growing up, thinking it was like a real show happening right now, you know.
And then they redid it for like a year and then redid it later on for the Shazam ISIS Hour.
Shazam ISIS Hour.
Oh yeah, now you mention that, I do kind of remember that.
Yeah, but that was like from 75 to 77.
Right, I
So
remember that.
Yeah.
They had a Shazam ISIS Hour.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Sort of the ISIS was the female version. It was
Yeah, ISIS is
It was kind of like
a Greek goddess
No,
I think it's Egyptian,
or Egyptian, or yeah.
But it was kind of like the way they did the Masters of the Universe, because you had She-Ra, Princess of Power, and who was her male counterpart, He-Man.
Right.
He-Man.
Shane just sent you episode 1 of Shazam to your phone.
To my phone.
My God, it fits on a phone.
Oh yeah, he owns.
I'm carving this door out. I basically just made the angled slits about at the angle that I want the ceiling to be at. Now I'm just carving away at it. Like I said, a lot of this is meticulous. You know, I know there's a lot of this kind of stuff that, you know, for streaming like this, you know, there's a ton of stuff that can be done, but I can't just show the exciting parts, you know. Because for all the exciting parts, there's hours of this just meticulous detail work.
And this is where I talk about and just give some game mastering advice, or when we go way off topic and talk about old TV shows. I mean, that was pretty fun. But that's kind of why this is a group effort, because of the tediousness. The other me or any guest speakers or anybody chatting with us can talk, and we'll just go off on that subject.
Yeah.
Right.
We're as old as time itself, so you know we know a little bit about everything, or a little bit about a lot of things.
I know. I grew up in the '90s, so I had that spot where shows and cartoons from the '70s were were still on repeat.
Not as much in the '90s. You know, I didn't watch a lot in the late '90s. That's when I was out partying. But yeah,
like a lot of the good ones that were really favorites were being put on repeat.
Yeah.
A lot. So like I saw Voltron, Thundercats, Silverhawks.
I didn't know they replayed those that long.
Yeah. I think it's because
I vaguely remember when they finally stopped playing He-Man cartoons, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of world is this?
Right.
Yeah, and they started because
I mean, there's not going to be any more He-Man. Like, how is that even supposed to work?
It's because I think they started doing that roughly around when VHS got super big. So you could because they were. Yeah, you're right, Ordog. I think it's because they're how popular they were. They just stayed in syndication for years.
They knew they'd get the next generation and the next generation to make it. I watched most of it. There was like a documentary on YouTube of the history of He-Man, like the show, like what they had to go through to get them to finally, you know, accept, you know, take the cartoon, and then when they started making it, and they caught a lot of stuff off He-Man, saying it was misogynistic. Like they caught a lot of shit off of it, and what they did to what they did to kind of get rid of those rumors about it, or you know those stories about it. That's why they added in the moral of the story thing at the end. Remember at the end?
Oh yeah.
At the end, he'd always be like, "Okay, kids, what did we learn today?" Blah blah blah, and they'd have that moral of the story. They did that as a like a counter argument against them being mad that, you know, they were all the women were very sexualized and all the men were like super buff, you know.
Right.
You know that they were kind of catching flack about it being over sexualized, and then it got popular and they came out with She-Ra, no problem. Never caught any shit off of that. By then the studios knew they could make money off of it, so they weren't going to complain about any of it.
They don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck. We're making so much money, we don't give a fuck.
And those are the same shows that, from what I understand, those are the same shows that those are the same shows that really learned that's when they first started learning how much they could capitalize on marketing toys. And that they can make a ton of money off the toys and stuff. I think they made a law against that now, where you're not allowed to There's a law. You can look it up. They made a law that made it so you weren't allowed to.
Yeah,
they,
I've seen some of that. The toys that made us.
the toys that made us. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, they made laws. They made laws against it about like having cartoons and then pumping out the stuff. But I've noticed over the last 10, 20 years, because they stopped it. Like when like there's Transformer and He-Man and G.I. Joe and all that. I think G.I. Joe is what broke it, where they were finally like, we can't let them do this, because it was like you're manipulating the kids at that point, creating the show and then you come out with the $100, or the $200 carrier,
aircraft carrier
that every
or
kid,
something like that.
Every kid in the world's screaming for because they're strung out on this cartoon like crack.
Right.
If you look it up, they made laws against it. They made a law against it.
The only thing I hate.
But I think they finally broke it down and got around it somehow, because they're kind of doing it again now.
I think the only thing I really hated about G.I. Joe was that nobody ever died.
Nobody
Oh yeah,
ever
they
died
always
yet.
they always missed each other all the
You
time.
see the big
They're all
and they always made the point to show you that they didn't die. Or you'd have like the big explosion, the planes in the air explode, and then you see the little parachutes and it cuts away. Where you always saw the little guy on the parachute. Hey!
Right.
It's like, motherfucker. It's like, these are the worst soldiers I've ever seen in my whole life.
Man, I had Shane said it on there. I had a whole bunch of G.I. Joes too, and I never had any of the big dollar things like the aircraft carriers. But man, I had so many.
Oh no,
those.
I had the full blown, like fucking.
Wow, the old school foot tall ones.
Yeah.
I got a bunch
like
of this
fucking-
stuff. A lot of these are guns and whatnot. But this is just a little box like knick-knacky things I have. But I have these. This is like a piping system, kind of a piece of a piping system that I had in my 3D printer. And I have a whole bunch of these. But they don't look like much like this, but if you put two of them side by side on top of a box, when I paint that, I could paint these tips bright red so they look like lights. Glue them up here towards the front like this. Glue them up onto the front like that. But this is a lot of this, it's what they call it kit bashing, where you're just using random pieces to, kind of get the effect that you want.
We are at 2 hours 24 minutes.
Let me get these on here. Might even mount a gun to the top of this. Finish it here in just a second.
So much random cool ass shit in here.
Mm-hmm.
You probably know what a lot of that stuff is. I think a lot of those are Star Wars. They're guns off of old Star Wars figures and stuff.
Yeah. I see
2
some-
jetpacks.
Yeah, a couple jetpacks.
So this is a survival pack for a clone trooper.
There we go.
Drone. Macro banana.
There's a little hand.
There we go.
That'd be good
There's
for-
a Waldo arm.
Yeah, Waldo arm. Like I said, you're just gonna have to find different pieces like that.
So
I want more for this though.
this is a macro binoculars. So, binoculars. Weird. Okay.
Is there another one of these? There's another hand. There's a couple of these hands. I was just kind of looking for something. I'll have to get that other. I've got another box, a big box of this kind of stuff that that I can dig through. I'll put things on the side of this. I want to put something else like a vent stack of some sort on the back. But for now,
DC-15 carbine. DC
Crocmaster. I'm not familiar with that. Was that one of the G.I. Joe characters? Crocmaster. He says it's never in the original cartoon.
Yeah, so probably I've probably never seen them. This is a DC-15 standard.
okay.
Jetpack.
Oh,
Whoopie bowcaster.
we're gonna give a good look at this. What we got. Oh, I'll get this wire.
Force lightning.
There we go.
This is an MG-42.
That's what it's gonna look
not
like.
Star Warsy.
So there's the start. There's the start of it.
Whoopie bowcaster.
There's all the little bits and stuff. And like I said, I have a big box. I actually have a box and a bag of similar kind of things. These are mostly guns, but of similar, just little bits and pieces, you know, interesting little parts off of old toys and stuff like that I can go through and cannibalize to help finish this.
Oh shit, this is the fucking...
So, all right. Oh, shit.
bazooka.
This thing being difficult. There we go. Oh, you found him? Sweet.
Right.
Thank you. Interesting. You know, my wife brought me some weird little square flappy things, but that could come in handy for something. I end up with a lot of stuff from things like that, where people are like, here's I bought a microwave. Here's all the styrofoam from the inside of it. You know?
And the box it came in.
It looks pretty cool.
This is a rotary cannon.
So, okay, let's do it.
Alrighty, folks. So thank you once again for joining us for this week's crafting instructions and just general talk. I want to thank Teddy for being our today's guest star, today's guest on this week's episode. I hope to see you more in the future. Thank you for coming. And thank you all for being here and for the wonderful, cool-ass conversation we were talking about, going way back down
memory
lane when I was a little kid watching cartoons. But so yeah, until next week we'll be back to Charlie's Cliff Face.
Yep.
For his GenCon adventure. Next week, the very beginnings of GenCon panic will be starting to set in because
it's coming.
As of next week, it'll be a month and a half away, or a little over a month and a half away. Be under 2 months away, and we're not even close to being done with any of our terrain. We haven't play tested any of our games like we do every year.
It'll all be good.
It will all be good.
It'll all work.
And so until next week around 2 o'clock, we're going to start putting good effort and starting at 2 o'clock. So until next week at 2 o'clock, have a great game.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.